What's going on? Sorry I couldn't be here today, but we are going to take a look at ratio word problems, the next lesson in our packet here, and this is on page 11. So remember homework, day 3, you should already have done, but if not, make sure it's done for Monday. We'll be going over this Monday. Okay. But we are going to take a look today at ratio word problems. So remember the process to make a key, create your equation. We'll talk about how we're going to create our equation using these specific questions. Solve it, plug back into our key to find each of the variables, okay, and then write our solution as a sentence. So what's special about ratio questions is you are going to be given some numbers. So for example, 6 to 8, 21 to 28, negative 15 to 20, 33 over 44. And all of these fractions right here, all these numbers they gave us, right? What do we notice about them? They're all in the same ratio, all right, of 3 to 4. Or we might write it like this, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out, right, what the scale factor is. Okay, we're going to want to create a ratio using x, all right, as our quantities, and then we just need to figure out what are we multiplying 3 and 4 by to get these numbers. That's essentially the process. So this x is called the common factor or the scale factor. We're going to call it the common factor, okay? So the common factors of the ratios are 2, 3, negative 5, and 11. So if I multiply these 3/4 by 2, I get 6 over 8. Okay, by 3, right? Or sorry, not 3. By 7, okay? By negative 5, and then by 11, we're going to end up with these numbers. So what we're going to do for all our questions is we're always going to be make sure we say let x equal the common factor. Okay, and then all we're going to do is look at our ratio, and this is basically like a tape diagram question, if you guys remember those. We're just going to attach an x onto our ratio, to the numbers in the ratio, and then we're going to build our equation based on whatever the word problem says. Okay, so for instance, okay, the sterling silver is made of an alloy of silver and copper. It's in a ratio of 37 to 3. If the mass of the sterling silver ingot is 600 grams, how much silver does it contain? So you've ever watched one of those videos where they have the box, right, with the hole in it, and they have to have a person reach in and pull out the gold bar? That gold bar is referred to as an ingot. All right. So just so you're aware of what that is. Now, when we talk about the gold bar, we know that this gold bar, this is referred to as a tape diagram, okay, is 600. Why we put a 3 there? 600 grams. And it's cut into, right, 37 pieces on this side. Now, I'm not going to cut them all, right? But 37 pieces over here, and then 3 over here. And so if I knew, and if these are all the same length, and I know there's not 37 of them, but however many there are, if I knew how many there were pieces, all I need to know basically is how wide each of these pieces there are, and the area of this is going to be the weight in terms of grams. So in other words, if this is 37, okay, right, pieces, and each of these pieces is x, then this amount is 37x. Just like if this is 3, and we know that each represents x, then this is 3x. So our equation, okay, is going to be 37. So timeout, we forgot our key. Okay, so if this confused you, all right, don't worry about it. We're going to get rid of it for now. So when you do a word problem, nice and easy, we're going to say let x equal the common factor. And I always know I'm doing this whenever I see a ratio in my question. Okay, we're going to attach an x onto each of these numbers. All right, so we know that the silver, right, is going to be 37x. Okay, and the copper is going to be 3x. And now what am I doing to these two amounts in order to get that total amount of 600 grams? Well, we're adding them together. So my equation, okay, is going to be 37x plus 3x equals 600. Now I just combine like terms. So 40x equals 600. Divide out by 40. Okay, we're going to get x is equal to 15. So if 37x was representative of the silver, then 37 times 15 is the amount of silver in our alloy. Okay, so all we have to do is just multiply 37 times 15, which is 555. Okay, and this is grams. And the other one is 3x. So 3 times 15 is 45 grams. And when we add these together, we get 600. And so now we can make our statement. Okay, there are, or were, all right, 30, not 37, 555 grams of silver and 45 grams, okay, of copper. That's it. Okay, so same type of question for number 2 here. There are 357 seniors in the Harris Hills High School. The ratio, so once again, I noticed it's a ratio question, is 7 to 10. How many boys are in the senior class? Okay, so if we think about this in a tape diagram scenario, it's a little easier to do. All right. All right, we basically have this situation. Give me a different eraser. Take a small guy. Here's 17, all right, individual pieces here. So the first 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all right, this represents, okay, the ratio of boys, and then this 10, right, is the girls, boys and girls. So each of these pieces, right, has a width of x, okay, is x, represents x. So the girls would be 10x and the boys would be 7x. And the total amount is 357. So I want to know, what do I multiply 7 by and 10 by? So when I add them together, I get 357. This is the essential tape diagram question. So for our purposes, okay, when we're doing this question, you don't have to draw this. We're just going to say x equals our common factor. Okay, we're going to attach an x onto these two numbers, so 7x and 10x. And then what do I do with these numbers in order to get 357? We add them together to get 357, and now we solve. So 17x equals 357. Divide by 17, okay? And we'll have our final answer here, which is x is equal to 21. And so now we just plug back in. So 7 times 21 is 147, and 7 times 10 is 70. No, time out. You're probably looking at me going, what is he doing? It's supposed to be 21 times 10, right? 10 times 21, 210. And we add these together. That's your check. Make sure when you add these together, you get 357. Okay, so we're good. So now we're going to make our statement. So there are 147 times 7 is boys and 210 girls. Okay. All right, pause it. See if you can make the key for this one. So pause it and try it. Okay, you got to make the key on your own. Okay, so x is equal to the common factor. Hopefully you did that. All right, and then it's not always going to be adding. You're going to have to check. If this was like an area question, you might be multiplying. So what equation are you going to build? Hopefully you built the 3x plus 3x plus 5x plus 7x. So just attach an x onto our ratios, okay? And then we're adding them together to get our total. All right, go ahead and solve it. All right, hopefully you guys got x is equal to 17,000. So what did you do to get it? You should have combined like terms to get 18x. It's equal to 306,000, and then divided by 18 to get there. All right, see if you can figure out how much each of the 4 partners is getting. Okay, so take the first person, right? There's 2 that are 3, so we just do 3x. No, it's not going to work, is it? 3x, there we go. So 3 times 17,000, that's equal to 51,000. Okay, 5 times 17,000 is going to equal 85,000. And then 7 times 17,000, you can do the math on that one, is equal to 119,000. So how much more money did the partner with the largest share make than one of the partners with the smallest share? So we just have to find the answers, but that's not what the question is asking us. So now we need to go ahead and subtract and see what the difference is. And we should get 68,000. So now we know the answer, okay? So the largest share was 68,000 more than the smallest. Okay? All right, second part of today, we're doing some geometry questions. So you can see the same type of situation here, okay? We're going to create a key from the information in the word problem, and then we're going to use the formula to shape the problem and create our equation and solution. So in the first question, the sides of a triangle are in the ratio of 6 to 8 to 20. So we know in the triangle, and once again, we have a ratio. So we're going to say let x equal our common, okay, call it factor, common factor. Good. What are we multiplying by to get to the larger amount? And then each of the sides. So this side is 6x, right? This is 8x, obviously not drawn to scale here, okay? And then this is 20x. So this might look a little bit different, a little bit more like something like that, okay? All right, so the perimeter of the triangle is 476 feet. So remember, the perimeter just means to add all sides. So all we have to do is do P equals, okay? And that's going to be add all sides. We already have that formula. So instead of putting P here, I'm going to put the 476, and it's equal to the 6x plus 8x plus 20x. And we solve just like we did above. Okay, let's see you guys solve this one. All right, hopefully you got an answer of 14. So just combine like terms, divide out by 34, and then that says find the length of each side, so make sure we're plugging back in. Okay, so 6 times 14, 8 times 14, and then 20 times 14. All right, so then we just multiply it out. So the first one's equal to 84, okay, 112, and 280. And then you can go ahead and check if you add them together. Do you get 476? All right. And then we can answer our question. We can write our statement. So the sides of the triangle are you can use the triangle symbol for the word 84, oops, 112. I'm not going to make that one stretch. And 280. Okay. All right. Okay. Number 5, the second angle of a triangle is twice as large as the first. The measure of the third angle is greater than the first. So when we read it this, right, how large are the angles? Okay. So we know we're talking about the angles of a triangle, and the fun fact of the day is that the angles of a triangle add to 280. Now, what does this first sentence tell us, right? The second angle of a triangle is twice the first. So in order to get the second angle, I actually need, right, the first angle. The measure of the third angle is 20 degrees greater than the first. So in order to get the third angle, right, we need the first angle. So I need to know the first angle before I can get all the others. So we're going to use a let x, okay, equal the first angle We know that the second angle is twice as large as the first. So what should that be? Good. So 2x is the second angle, and then what's the third? Good, 20 greater, so x plus 20. And now we can make our equation. Okay, so remember, in the triangle, okay, we have x, 2x, and x plus 20. Now I just drew any triangle. Obviously, this isn't drawn to scale, but remember, all the angles of a triangle are going to add to 180. Okay, so that's our equation. So x plus 2x plus x plus 20 is equal to 180. All right, let's see if you can solve this one. All right, hopefully you got x equals 40. So from here, remember we're going to write our equation, combine like terms, take away 20 from both sides, and then divide out by 4 to get our answer. So then remember, we got to plug back in our key because this is how large are the angles. So we know the first angle is nice and easy. That's 40. The second is 2 times 40. So that's easy. That's 80. And then we're at 40 plus 20, and that's 60. So there's our angles. And then these should add to give us, right, 180. So 40 and 60 is 100 plus 80. Okay, and then we write out our sentence. You also could just say the angles are 40, 60, and 80. That would be okay. Let's do that instead. Well, we're already here. Okay, that's it. All right, let's see if you guys could try this one on your own. So pause it, try this one on your own. Okay, so if you had trouble, remember when it says its width is 6 centimeters longer than its length, in order to get the width, we need the length first. So we can just use the variable L, or if you want to use X, to represent the length, okay? Let L equal the length. And then we know that the width is going to be 6 centimeters longer. So L plus 6 is equal to the width, okay? Now there's two sides. Remember perimeter equals add all sides. So there's two sides of L, and there's two sides of L plus 6. So you can either do 2 times L plus 2 times L plus 6, or you can do L plus L plus L plus 6 plus L plus 6. Your choice. Okay, it should get you the same answer here. All right, okay, see if you can finish. Okay, remember we need to plug in the 44 there for P, and then we're just gonna combine like terms and solve. So you should have ended up hopefully with L equals 8. Okay, so distribute the 2, combine like terms, move the 12 over, and then divide by 4. Plug into our key over here. So we're going to get the width is equal to 16, and then we can make our statement. So the dimensions of the rectangle are 8 by 16. Or if you want to say the length is 8 and the width is 16, that's also fine. Or sorry, 14. Why did I write 16? Good call. And here is Kate. All right, so don't forget homework for tonight is also due on Monday. Okay, so see if you can get this done for Monday along with days 3 homework. We'll take a look at both. Have yourselves a great weekend, guys. We'll see you on Monday.